Curses! After all the glory I brought them, they sent me off to the boondocks! All's fair in war, I say! That is what war is all about! Show respect for the enemy! He's far too old to spout such childish nonsense! Brat! Oh no! Has the Swordmaster I wouldn't put it past him! We could have wiped out the shield bearer! There is nothing else for it. I must develop a new Surely, no one will miss a few dozen wounded, so when my new toxic weapon is ready, I'll go around that Swordmaster and battle.
If my father knew of your deeds, that fat neck of yours would be for...
What? Who's...
My name is Adia Lee.
Adia Lee? You mean...
I've heard more than enough of your plotting, black-hearted fiend.
Be quiet! The words of a traitor like you... No, it cannot end here. My sucks. close. I made the... It seems the Vestal was convinced the world is indeed full of fools.
So you flee again to...
But of course, I do what I must as long as I survive. I am confident After all, who but I can create weapons with the power to kill tens of thousands? And once I am ready, I will obliterate you all! The sword bear... And then... Oh, mine?
Not the world of the living.
didn't sign up for this. It wasn't supposed to turn out this way. We staged an uprising because you said we could win. 4 years later, what have we got to show? It was a harebrained scheme from the start. You lot were behind this, so you can clean up. I'm getting out of here until the coast is clear to return.
You'd leave your compatriots behind.
Well, look, it can't be helped, can it? The sword bearers need their commander alive so we can make a comeback.
It can't be helped, you say?
I'll have to use your airship, of course. Well, good.
I'll admit this was a reckless plan for me. The great battle against a powerful nation, outnumbered 100 to 1, but I was not able to keep my subordinates in check, leading to the scourge of the toxic mist, and the toxic mist decimated the main forces of the shield bearers. But the death of the fire vestal caused Mount Karka to erupt, sealing, and then...
You introduced me to the way of the sword, Master. About values, standards, and good and evil. My father was always concerned about his work and his ideals. Tell me, Master, were the things you told me about righteousness, that we should help the helpless, and face strong foes with... I cannot fathom why you have lit the fires of war in this realm, causing strife to so... I still find it hard to believe. This is not the man I know.
You let sentiment cloud your mind, Edea. You are still as earnest as you were when you never waver in your disgust for recreant behavior. You condemn all that runs counter to your beliefs. In a way, you remind me of your father.
What?
Yes, very much so. There are no certainties in life. Righteousness and truth have a different meaning. If you try to see the world as merely black or white, you'll lose.
Many are quick to treat us as children, but they simply use that as an excuse for their own corruption.
A warrior's pride is not always compatible with the responsibilities. If I could act as I see fit, everything would be easy. The same goes for your father. And someday...
Oh, don't compare her to you or my father.
She fights to carry out her mission, no? Blood, it is no different for your father or me.
Mission? No different? You started a war, and took the lives of so many.
If you cannot see beyond the surface, then perhaps you will never... Do not be so blind. You must not lose sight of what is most
Enough sophistry. It is under that does it! I shall go to help.
If that is your decision, I hope you are prepared.
I am. I'm ready to fight any who get in our way.
Very well, then. I see... Well fought. Will you hear your master out one last time?
Of course.
Take the time to if you do not, end this petty dissent between father and
Master!
you two were always...
Master!
You did what? You went to the Temple of Fire?
Yes, we have awakened the fire crystal.
That is excellent news. Thank you, Wind Vestal. We owe...
One thing. After we awaken the fire crystal...
I see. Oh, no need to look so dejected. After all, the mithril warheads the sword bearers fired upon us were a source of great concern. This should change the course of the war. If we are lucky, once the eruption of Mount Carcass subsides, we will also work to restore the Temple of Fire as quick...
I would appreciate that. The fire vessel should be given a proper After all, we were only able to awaken the fire crystal through the help of
Is that so? Fine work, Aloy.
What will become of the Canary Boys, who were working in the mine?
They were all without homes to go back to. So we will harbor them here in Hart. The townspeople will see that they are cared for.
I'm glad to hear that. You'll be seeing your friends again soon.
Yeah.
Well, you are all tired, I dare say. Please get some rest while you so...
What's the matter, Eagle?
I don't want to live in this town. What? Why not? I want to go with you.
Huh?
That's simply not...
So you wish to fight by our side,
Oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to fight. Please, take me with you. I'll do anything.
That just won't work.
Even if you say no, I'm...
Then we have a problem. Let's go to Commander Goodman's residence.
We've decided to take Egel in. My husband has agreed that it...
You hear that, Egel? That's great news. You couldn't wish for a...
I hope that when you grow up, we'll see an age free from the ravages of... I would hate to see you end up a soldier.
I believe your husband has what it takes to make that...
Thank you for your kind words.
Well then, Egel, you take care of yourself. We'll be back to check on you.
I will.
Huh?
I'm a distant relative of the innkeep. He's too sick to get up and about, so I'm filling in for him.
He's bedridden? Is it...
Not at all. The doctor says he doesn't need to stay in bed, but... Well...
Well... We... Are you... feeling okay?
He's having a nightmare.
Owen.
I guess he's become despondent since...
His son was everything to him.
It must be hard to deal with it alone.
What about that girl? She's related to him, right?
She has to go back to her home soon, I hear.
How do you know that?
It just came up. Let's check my journal before... We'll bring the orphan to the inn we set out from.
Oh, this is the inn we set out from. That's nonsense. Mrs. Goodman has given...
Come to think of it, Egel's parents were guards. He said he was raised by his kind grandfather after the...
But...
It doesn't have to be permanent. Just... Do you think we could have Egel stay here a while?
I guess that's up to Egel.
Right.
Hey, you guys!
Hello, Egel. You look...
He's been bouncing off the walls ever since this morning, when he heard you were coming.
He isn't always this way?
No. Since you left, he's been...
Is that true, Egel?
Mrs. Goodman is very good to me. But I still...
Hey, Egel. It's about a captain of the guard who lived in a far-off land. He died in battle. Fighting.
Just like my mother and father.
And this man's father, he lies sick in bed. The captain's father has been of great help to all of us. If you would spend some time with the captain's father, I believe it... What do you think?
What? So you didn't come to ask me to go... Okay, I'll do it.
Thank you so much.
If this is Egel's decision, I won't stop him. But you c-
I will. Thanks for everything.
that about sums it up. What do you think?
A fine idea, I must say. I have been... Eggle, it is admirable of you to agree to follow in the innkeep's footsteps.
I want to be a powerful soldier one day. Like my mother and father, I want to be a mighty warrior with a kind heart who could...
Well said, very well then. You shall be given access to our training hall, and I would be honored if you would accept this gift.
What is it?
A badge we give our young soldiers. My captain of the guard, this marks you as an apprentice soldier for the kingdom, Eggle. I hope to...
Wow!
Thank you, Your Highness.
By the way, Tiz, how is the reconstruction of... With all your travels to save the world from peril, you must... Perhaps you could put Eggle here in charge of the...
Reconstruct?
You would be acting on Tiz...
I'll do it!
Are you sure you can handle all of this? Helping out at the inn, training to be a soldier, and supervising the
No sweat for me!
You have unlimited potential, Eggle. When the time... Until then, be fearless. And
I will!
Oh, it's you. Ah, you have a young boy with you. He wears the badge of a young soldier. That takes me back. You remind me of him a bit, you know?
I want to be like your son Owen one day.
You don't say. I'm sure you'll get...
So you have returned, Balternus.
Yes. No.
I was told you have an urgent report. Can it not wait until the council...
No, it cannot. It appears the fire crystal, the remaining Black Blades, continue to fight along. However, no word has come from Commander Kami Izumi.
Our only option left is an all-out defense of...
You propose that we abandon the Black Blades? The forces of the Dutch...
We have underestimated the Wind Vestal. We shall not make that mistake. If the Earth Crystal were to be awakened, there would no longer be hope for this world.
But the Wind Vessel has no way of traversing the highlands that surround them. Only the heavy airships helmed by our cadre have the propulsion necessary to...
Do not be so sure. The Wind Vestal has thus far out-summoned Victor and Victoria immediately. It seems the Council of Six...
Allow me to interrupt.
I'm glad the innkeep was willing to take in Eggle.
Eggle said he looks so much like his late grandfather, it's scary.
Enough about that. We must go to awaken the Earth Crystal. But we have no way of entering the Duchy of
Perhaps it's time to get out that creepy journal of yours, Ringabel.
I'd hardly call it creepy. Anyway, I'll see what I can find. Earth Crystal, Grand Ship, Engine...
Grand Ship? Perhaps...
I've been expecting you. Thank you so much for what—
Oh, Commander Goodman. It's good to see you at home.
I came as soon as I could when I heard the Wind Vestal was holding a banquet in my honor.
A banquet?
My wife is also most pleased. You can see she's all in a bustle. I did wonder at seeing the names of Officers Steiner and Neuer on the How did you know the names of our shield-bearer officers, Vestal? I don't remember
Hold on. You've lost me.
Well, I received your letter saying that you'd like to hold a banquet at my residence.
I have no recollection of sending such a letter.
Is that so? Strange.
Never mind that, everyone. The banquet shall...
Well, I'd hate to put this food to waste.
Indeed. We would be
Excellent. Please, this way.
I say, the Wind Vestal is much younger than I...
She may be young, but I hear she's quite capable. They say she's already saved our hides several times.
Allow me to introduce everyone. These are my chiefs of operations. My closest...
My name is Saranish Steiner. It is a great honor to walk in the light of your countenance.
I am Savish Neuer. I'm very glad to make your acquaintance.
Pleased to meet you both.
Well, now that formalities are out of the way, let's head to the table.
Daniel,
What is it?
I just opened a letter that arrived this morning.
A letter? There's no sender on the back. Daniel Goodman, Shield-Bearer Commander.
What on earth? Is this some kind of sick joke?
It came this morning. I think Nastasia, our servant, collected it.
I don't like this one bit.
Well, we veterans should be able to look after ourselves. We should enjoy the feast, Commander Goodman.
You are right. Are you okay, Ellen?
Yes.
Please accept my apologies for this disruption, everyone.
Not at all. That letter...
A death threat.
Ring a bell. Don't say such...
That was...
What is wrong?
Something terrible has happened! She's dead!
Nastasia's dead. She was not...
We believe a blow to the back of her head with a blunt object is what killed her.
We've placed her body in bed.
I'm more concerned at the fact that the front door will not open. It seems to be sealed shut. We cannot get out.
Can't we just break a window?
I'm afraid not. This residence was formerly a stronghold. There aren't any...
So that means...
What on earth is going on? Who...
I was preparing the food with Nastasia just before. Right up until I noticed nothing amiss at that point.
Then it must have been you who killed her. Who else here?
Nonsense. Why would my wife ever...
I have no idea. Perhaps she was the one who wrote that letter.
No! I wouldn't...
But you were the only one who could have been with the servant at the time
Wait! The culprit will not be found through...
That said, the murderer must be... The front door has not been opened since we arrived. None have entered, and none have left.
I would never accuse the Vestal. But how can we trust you?
That's just...
I'm sure I appear suspicious. After all, I have no
There's no one who can attest to my back.
Oh, for pity's sake! Why do you travel with companions of...
They show up, and all of a sudden the servant dies. Isn't...
Enough. The Vestal and her companions have hardly had time to do such a thing since they arrived. And you well know how much they have aided the shield-bearers already. I won't stand to hear the Vestal and her allies insulted.
However, in that case, the finger...
Wait! Allow me to take charge of this matter for now. I would ask... Poking around isn't going to bring her back, Ringabel.
Yes, I know.
Show some respect for the dead, Ringabel. Whoa! The body spoke!
So you have discovered my ruse. I never expected you to notice I was merely posing as a corpse. How clever of you.
Ha! Just as...
You're right.
I have yet to slay my mark. Trust the Wind Vessel and her troop to show up at the worst possible time. Well, it seems I have no choice to kill you all, just as I did the Fire Vestal 3 years ago.
You were the one who took the Fire Vestal's Then you are a member of the Black Blades? Who you...
That is correct. I am Konoe Kikyo, professional killer and leader of the Black Blades covert forces.
She's gone quiet. She was just my type, so... I mean, she looked suspicious, so I chased after her.
What? You mean this is the girl you were chasing?
Here she comes!
Any last words before you meet your maker?
So, the ninja chooses to remain.
You think? It looks like she has something to say. Look.
I used the turmoil as the war drew to a close to finally round up the Shield-Bearer commander and his 2 top officers, but all has been for naught. All was going to plan until I used the wind vessel to lure my victims, and you all come sauntering in out of no... ruin everything. That is the last time I trust alternates for information. I pitted Officers Steiner and Neuer against each other for all that time. Yet you got me.
She got that off her chest quick.
Thank you, Wind Vestal. You and your companions have saved me from it.
You have my eternal gratitude, Wind Vestal. The Shield-Bearers could have lost their leadership before the war.
Indeed. Just as we let our guard down, we walked...
All the slander I'd heard about Officer Neuer could have been the work of the enemy as well.
It was silly of me to assume that Officer Steiner was after Commander Goodman's position. Now, as Joint Chiefs of Operations for the Shield-Bearers, it is terribly embarrassing to fall...
Don't worry. Even your commander fell for their ruse
Of course! I've got...
Just what is it you've got?
That death threat. It's all...
What is? How about filling in the blank?
The enemy had spread rumors and slander about Officers Steiner and Neuer. That death threat was undoubtedly a devious scheme to bring their...
The invitations bearing the name of the Wind Vestal, savior of these lands.
At very least, it would have driven a wedge between the 3 leaders of the Shield.
Providing a chance to kill.
Daniel! Stop!
What?
Yes. She was drugged and is still a little...
I see. Thank you. From now on, I'll do my best to spend more time at home.
That would certainly set me at ease. It gets lonely in this big house by myself.
We'll arrange it so the commander is able to get home more often, Mrs. Goodman.
I appreciate it.
Well, that's case closed. Now we just...
Commander Goodman! Officer Steiner! Officer North!
Oh, you sure took your time.
I'll get the door open now! Please!
Don't make too much mess!
I haven't seen you lot in a while. I heard about... Zat's told me all about it. He and his mates stopped by for... Stop by later, okay? I'll give you... Ah, there you are. I can't give you any liquor, but you can help your...
Are you sure? That's very generous of you.
Make yourselves at home. I've taken a shot.
I'll have the braised shanks and spicy seafood steak.
Fluffy cheese omelet, please. Oh, and a
sautéed wild pheasant and
Sweet herb and nut porridge, and...
Sure thing. Hang on a second. We've been having that a lot lately. Grand ship might be finally come.
How long ago was Grand Ship built?
They say it's been 3,000 or 4,000 years.
Wow.
All right, it's all ready. Help yourself to seconds, of course.
Let's see!
That was a feast and a half.
Is that all you're having, Agnes? You eat like a sparrow. I lived by modest means at the temple, and I still get full.
Say, proprietress, do you have any plans tonight?
What's this guy?
There we go again. That sound.
We're all used to it here. The whole town floats on the sea. It's nothing out of the ordinary for it to creak and sway.
I'm stuffed.
You ate too much, Tiz. I can't believe you put all... Do men always eat such volume?
Well, I guess so.
I see. Quite an...
Oh, good of you to stop by.
Hi there.
Greetings.
Rare to see you both here together.
No, I'm good today. I'm glad we Huh? You'd best flee the ship soon.
Lee.
Medea! Agnes! Proprietress! Hold on to me!
I'm good, thanks.
Then you, Eri!
I can fly, fool! The ground shaking does nothing to me.
No need to be shy.
This place is sinking, and it's
They're in a panic up on deck.
What is happening?
Say, didn't Ringabel's journal say something about an... Maybe this is it here?
I'll check the journal again.
There must be a clue around here somewhere. Let... Found something?
What language is it written in?
Same here. It's all...
Can you read it, Agnes? Wait. This is the ancient language of the Crystal Adventists. Oh, wow. Engine room door. Ship will...
Engine room door?
It must mean this door. I remembered something. Huh?
Eggle, that orichalcum he picked up.
Oh, welcome. I believe I have you to thank for that. Eggle goes to the training hall at the castle every day about this time. He should...
I'm back!
I have a favor to ask you, Eggle. Can you let me have that orichalcum? I know it's a lot to ask.
We would really appreciate it, Eggle.
Please. No need to ask so polite.
Are you sure?
I get eggs for dinner every day here anyway. I can train, all because you rescued me from the sword bearers and brought me here. You needed to help someone out, right? In that case...
Thank you, Egil. It opened!
Are none of you worried that we're following instructions in Ringabel's journal and that old manuscript without...
We have to act, whether we like it or not. What will happen to that poor proprietor?
Yeah, you're right. What's our next...
The heart of the ship could be somewhere deep inside the engine room. We have to place the orichalcum in the...
Hold on! We don't know what will happen when we do that. Shouldn't we have everyone evacuate the ship?
You're right. It doesn't look like this door has been opened in a while.
There are 298 lifeboats in storage hold 89. It was written...
So the council members use those boats to escape.
It can't be helped. Let's split up and lead the towns...
Heard that loud and clear. We'll take care of the townspeople.
Wow! So this is what the inside of the council hall looks like.
I've never seen an elevator like that.
My ears are popping like
This must have existed since the time that old manuscript was written, but it's still...
You know, I have a really bad... So this part of the engine room is the heart of the... This place gives me the creeps even worse than before. More writing in the script of the Crystal Adventist. Insert?
Hold up. Everyone. I think we're about to encounter some...
Huh? Did it say that in your...
Forget about the journal. I can feel it breathing down my neck. That was a close call.
And whose fault is that?
All right, let's insert the orichalcum. I'll do it.
What's happening?
That can't be a good sign.
It seems to have subsided.
I wonder what it did. Oh, it's you, Dads. And the proprietress.
We've evacuated all the townspeople, except for our friend here, of course.
The ship stopped sinking. It's no longer at Aline either.
What of the townspeople? They'll be heading back in droves, right?
Actually, they all say they've had it with this ramshackle ship. They're sailing off to various other realms as we speak.
Legend has it that Grand Ship was built by pirates. Perhaps that blood...
Well, at least everyone is safe.
Look, there's a wheel in the council chamber. Hard to starboard.
Hey, stop fooling around, Ring-a-Bell. You too.
I wonder what this button does.
Like I said, quit messing around.
The residents have left the ship and don't appear to be coming back. Women are drawn to men with a wild streak and a hint of...
How about you stop spouting nonsense and push the darn thing?
All right, then.
Huh? Hey! It's taking off!
How on earth does a ship this large get airborne? Amazing! We're up so...
Well, I'll be. She can get up to twice the altitude of the echelon. We could probably cross over into the duchy on this idea.
Easily! Yay! Now we can go and awaken the Earth Crystal!
Well, Agnes, shall we make for the Duchy of Eternia?
Yes! That settles it. I'm staying too.
You want to go with us?
You must all be famished. I'll get the kitchen ovens fired up.
What?